Hello.
Becca's
I
back.
see everybody tonight. I missed last week, and then I was telling Jenny I thought today was Saturday, so I almost missed tonight. Like, oh my God, I am so backwards. I have no idea what day it is. Yeah. So, how are you doing, Jenny? Anything?
I have openings in July and August for readings. If anyone would like a reading, go to jenlyntarot.com. Lots of thunderstorms here. I was supposed to go live with Lori yesterday for July 4th and kept losing my power. So my apologies. I couldn't make it yesterday. Like every 20 minutes it would go off and then come back on and then go back off. I was like, I can't go live like this. It's been crazy weather here. Lots of storms, no tornadoes, thank God, but lots of thunderstorms and lots of flooding, flash flooding and stuff. And hot as hell until the we got one last storm last night and it cooled everything down a little bit. I'm like, oh, thank God. Got out of the 90s.
Wow. How
We,
was your
we
4th of July up there, Jen?
Everybody postponed fireworks because of the storms. So, I heard a few random firecrackers in between storms and stuff, but we had our Mother Nature fireworks.
Hmm. I saw
So,
that Mount Rushmore. They had to cancel whatever they were doing over there because of inclement weather that just showed up.
and over
So,
in Colorado, they've got like 12 fires going right now. They're in a big
geez,
drought.
you
So,
know what I saw that happened in Washington? Two separate occasions. One was an apartment complex. Somebody had called because there was a fire. While the fire department people were there trying to get in to get people out, it blew up
whoa.
due to fireworks. And then another one, a house blew up because of freaking fireworks.
I
I'm
tell
like,
you, I, I grew up in East Tennessee, and they have fireworks places selling them all over the interstates and stuff. Like people drive down to Tennessee or up to Tennessee to buy fireworks because they're illegal in most states. And it really drives me batty. It's like let the professionals do them because even they have accidents.
yeah,
Like the Brooklyn Bridge caught on fire last night when they were
uh-huh.
doing the New York fireworks. Let the professionals do them.
I honestly don't think that people should be allowed to have that many fireworks in a home or in a building where you're literally blowing up your house.
Well,
You
and
know,
especially
like,
in an apartment complex where you have
mhm,
neighbors,
mhm,
they didn't say it was okay for you to store fireworks in there. Come on.
yeah, yeah. So I hope all those firefighters are okay. I didn't hear anything else other than those clips that I saw on TikTok. So I haven't seen any updates on the conditions of the firefighters that were there, but you know, it's sad. And Braxy did not do well yesterday. I gave her gabapentin to calm her down, and she still wasn't because they were loud. They were really really loud, and she
Thank
just didn't
God
do well.
fireworks people tend to only do July 4th and New Year's Eve. But the problem, like here, you'll hear them going off for a week after July 4th. It's like, hurry up and use them up.
They used over here. They were going off the day before the 4th of July. They were going off
Yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah. They start a week before and they go a week after. The cats did pretty good. I mean, they got more scared of the thunder because we had some loud, like shake the walls thunder.
But they did okay.
Yeah, they were more scared of the storms because they'd see the lightning flash and then the walls would shake.
Oh, I see. Okay, somebody in the comments said that the fire in Tacoma was from a transformer, not fireworks. But I saw a house blow up too, and the news in Washington was saying that that was due to fireworks. But I don't know. So,
I just think
hi,
this country's too gun happy and fireworks happy.
yeah.
And I enjoy watching pretty fireworks, but oh my God, the shit show of DC, they
I
had so many fireworks. There was so much smoke you couldn't see the fireworks.
Yeah, I saw that on TikTok, and then that they were reporting and advising residents to not go outside because the air quality is so freaking
Yep.
bad right now. Like,
Still today, there's like little particles of. Oh, Roro, don't knock my coffee off like you did last time. You're accident prone. Remember that.
yeah, yeah.
Johnny, you had a couple of live streams this week. The midweek one, I was laughing my ass off when somebody in the chat was calling Flotus HOTUS.
I lost it when I saw that too. I was like, good Lord.
And somebody was asking, well, what is HOTUS? And it's like, she's a hoe.
She's a hoe. Listen, I ain't got nothing against sex workers, but that one I do.
That one, and the fact that the Mitch McConnell's wife took off and went to China 3 days after he was in the hospital fighting for his life.
I mean, we've seen that man fall down and she just stare at him like,
just look at him. Just look at it.
Yeah, we're not seeing that man alive ever again. Like,
Trump was falling asleep during the fireworks, and Melania's sitting there. HOTUS is sitting there like bored out of her mind.
Yeah, I can't with these people. But what about you, Johnny? What you got going on?
Nothing.
No funny stories? Nothing?
Nothing.
That's unfortunate.
No, it's not.
Is it hot over there?
No.
No?
It's 78. That's hot
78?
for me, but it's not hot.
Not in the 90s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I won't complain yet because it's too early. But
Did you guys get a storm like a week ago? No rain?
it was supposed to, and it just gave us the clouds, which was fine too, because the clouds gave us 66 degrees. And then when the clouds went away, the sun came back out, and now it's 78.
I hate the sun. I mean, I understand we need it, but I hate it.
Me too.
I'm like a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I mean, it's okay. If it was like a real sun, then we wouldn't have frozen planets in our solar system. So I think it needs to step its game up or go away, I think.
So that's all I got.
But I was pleased to see when you did your live. I can't remember if it was yesterday or the midweek one. I think it was midweek when you were talking about the list of what would be going on when Trump would leave, and you did an update to it because so many things were coming to pass from the first list.
Oh, I missed it. What were the signs?
I need to write that down, shouldn't I?
Do you remember, Jennie?
I'd have to go back and watch it again.
It was something about the sun. The sun was in there. Speaking of which, this is it. The sun is going to be in the news. There's something about it. It's not a disaster. It's just something interesting enough,
like solar flares or something,
to be in the news. And then that's all I remember. There's a mediation between two countries. And I forget the third one now. But that's what I remember.
Mediation between two countries.
That's kind of going on now, sort of.
Huh. So I figured we could start with what's going on with the DSA. They have been winning quite a few elections. Everyone Mamdani endorsed one in New York, and then all the pundits and
Colorado had a lot of
All the pundits
Mark-
were like, well, it's only New York. It's only New York. Then there was that upset in Colorado where that 30-year Democrat lost her seat to a 27, 28-year-old DSA member.
yeah, Mike Bennett lost his seat.
So,
And
now
they're
we're
quite
seeing,
progressive. You know, these people that are winning are very progressive along the lines of Bernie Sanders, AOC.
yeah, exactly. And, for as much as they try to demonize democratic socialists, that's exactly what FDR was. Our roots, you know what I mean, for the Democratic Party. And there's a reason those policies work. That man was elected for 4 terms. 4, So I want to know, will we see the DSA continue to have this momentum with candidates?
For the midterms or?
Yep, for midterms.
For midterms. I get a yes, an abundance of healing with new people that will burden the corporate Democrats, the APAC takers and stuff. A lot of people not voting for those corporate Democrats anymore and trying to vote in a way to protect themselves and their families. And I get a big yes.
Cool beans.
We the people.
I get a yes, but there are a lot of people who aren't going to like it.
What, can you say that again, Johnny? I'm sorry.
I get a yes. The Fool, there's a beginning, but there's a lot that will not like it. 10 of Swords and the 9 of Wands. So you may get a dirty tricks campaign, and I don't think this comes from the other side. I didn't get the 3 of Swords to say it's necessarily Dems, but it will be people who call themselves that.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Mm-hmm. I got the same thing too, Johnny. The house, the snake, the heart. The house could be the actual literal House of Representatives. It could be where they are locally, where they live, like in their state. Smear campaigns here in line, but ultimately they persevere because it's what people desire, what people want. So I get a yes that they will do well. So it also appears that House Dems are kind of shitting their pants about this momentum. And are coming out and criticizing the DSA. And it honestly looks like anybody that is associated with AIPAC or anybody that backs Netanyahu's regime is in serious trouble. Can we see what the DNC's strategy is to stop the DSA?
It's like, the Republicans, they put so much money into their races and they still lose. It's like you can sink all the corporate money you want into it. And They can't stop it. They can't stop it. And they better be thinking about this when we go for the White House next time. They can't. They're going to have to sit back. They're very anxious about it. They don't like it. What's going on? They've been trying to look at what to do to block this, and their plans that they try that they get off the ground is doing what they always do, which is follow the corporate Democrats. That's not going to work. That's there's a separation here, and all these new people are securing the votes from people that are suffering. They identify with them. Thank you, Roberta.
I agree they can't, because there's like a grassroots thing happening here to where they can't take away from it. It is what it is. It's going to emerge anyway. But what they can do is try to go after, and this is where the grassroots is more powerful. They're trying to go after donors in big money, Nine of Pentacles in the Tower, tear down the structure of it all. The Eight of Swords and the King of Wands, this is how you sort of minimize the effectiveness of the leadership there and those who are trying to organize things. It's just really, really difficult to do because it's spreading. It's kind of like it's already done with the World card, to where your achievement and success will be achieved anyway. You have the ups and downs to get to the World card, but once you get there, or once you get your momentum going, it's kind of all that you can do. And then the Death card and the Hangman, perspective change leads to actual change. And so then you got your Ace of Swords victory. So there's not really a whole lot they can do, but aim for the money and the possible structure of it all. Maybe put a plant or two in or something. But
I mean, one thing Republicans have done for us is shine a light on the oligarchs and all the money in politics, and then shine a light on AIPAC. We all knew a lot more about what Democrats are taking money from AIPAC now, and people aren't having it. They want money out of politics,
and not just AIPAC, but all the corporate interest. The people that fund Republicans also fund Democrats. That's why when Democrats are in power, they do very, very, very little. It's like they are controlled opposition, and they don't really deliver. It's all this incrementalism when people are desperate for change right now. And then you get somebody like a Zoran Mamdani that comes in there and completely changes everything in less than 6 months.
Just the script.
You can't do it. It can't
no
be
more
done.
Play to pay.
Yeah, and
pay to play.
Like Mamdani got in there and not even 6 months in. Rent control, fining all of the crooked landlords, taxing people that have second homes there that don't freaking live, got rid of the deficit. All this stuff that we've been told that's not practical. You can't do that. That's pie in the sky. He did it like that. So it can be done. You just have to be dedicated to the cause. I got the same thing. There's no stopping it, and it's going to cause a lot of fighting and a lot of competition, and it's going to get dirty. Either claims of harassment, sexual abuse, affairs, all that sort of shit. But it becomes a prolonged, sustained thing with the DSA, to where they're beating out, they're criticizing and beating out the status quo, and that becomes the new norm. So that's what
thinking of they got to have the money like the Republicans to win in elections. No, you don't.
No, and it's not just we have to have the money like the Republicans. The Democratic solution is, well, how can we get more Republicans? You know what I mean? They keep moving to the right, and it's like, just stop. So my next question is, how does Hakeem Jeffries feel.
I know, we had canvassers going door to door for our new, or for our Democrat representative. And she asked me, she saw I had a sign in my yard. She goes, obviously, you're a Democrat. And I was like, yeah, I vote Democratic. She said, well, what's the most important thing you would like to see done in Congress? And I said, get the money out of politics, and then you don't have to worry anymore about holding your seats. Get the money out of politics, and then you're working for the people.
Hey, Steph, how are you?
I get he's very emotional about it because they've been victorious by taking money from wealthy people and companies, and all of that is changing now, giving birth to new ideas and new ways of offering help and support. He knows they'll be successful in the midterms. He knows that that'll be okay. But then I get he's very burdened. I doubt seriously, burdened and bullied. I doubt seriously if he'll be Speaker of the House.
We should go there next.
Yeah.
What did you get, Johnie?
I get he's plotting something. There's something there, very emotional, leads to plots of some kind. There's a woman he wanted to get in or wanted to put in, but he could not see a way to do that because of the momentum others had. But because the problem is it interferes with the special interest. And what most Democrats do, well, those kind of Democrats do, is they fight for the social issues and then leave everything else in the dust. That way they still look like they're on your side, the gays and the abortion and the women's rights and the black people rights, and then that's it. No health care, no college, no environment, no nothing else. It's just social issues. So I get there's a plot in the scheme somewhere, some way, somehow, because you have to keep the money secure, the donors happy, that type of thing.
I get he's plotting too. The snake, the child, and the side. He is very vicious, and he does not want anything new. He wants to cut out the new right here, because he doesn't want there to be a new promise of health care, a new promise of growth, a promise for that the new people are bringing in, because that exposes that this, and this, it was a lie. Everything we've been telling you is a lie. See that? A lie that gets cut off about health care or health or growth. Okay? And then committed to something new. He sees where the momentum is and how this movement is growing. It's committed to growing. He does not want anything new. He's committed to the old, the stagnant, and he's plotting. This right here would be feeling vicious, ready to strike, lie, defame. There's something new here, and then it being cut off because they're committed to growth, committed to healthcare, all that stuff. Like Johnie was saying, they give you the crumbs of social issues and not really addressing the problem. So to follow up with Jennie's question, will Hakeem Jeffries be the next Speaker of the House?
January. Possibly sooner. Needs more people to drop out on the Republican side. We might take it over before January.
I mean, hell, Dan Goldman lost his seat, you know?
Yeah,
Dan Goldman. Why? Because of APAC.
APAC money.
Mm-hmm. People are looking at that genocide, that ethnic cleansing, going, no more of this. You're telling me we can't get health care, we can't get anything here in this country, but we're paying for them to do that? Like, no. The gig is up.
I get yes, but the dissatisfaction grows enormously. It ends with the Hierophant, which would be government position. But there is this growing contentment for him because there's something he won't follow through on, or that he won't bring in and harvest with the Seven of Pentacles. There's something, maybe prosecutions, investigations, or something like that. Something is stalled to where people feel as though he is not the man for the job. Could be impeachment, whatever it is. The collective, want him to do X, Y, and Z, and he makes an excuses why not to do it, or now is not the time, or something like that. And then people grow weary of him. But again, yes, he gets in for some reason.
I get no. I get. He's blocked from it. He doesn't have enough votes. He's got a fight on his hands. Someone new is nominated, and he's got to take a back seat. No. There's someone new that brings healing in, or maybe that's healthcare.
For the people in the chat that are talking about the commercials, that's something new that YouTube is doing. I have no control over that. They've been plugging in commercials whenever. There's no way to opt out. So I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. That's not me doing it. That's automatic on YouTube.
Also, for those who have been commenting on my videos about what's that noise, that's my air conditioner. I have a vent right here. I'm not turning my air conditioner off when I'm live. I'll be sweating up a storm. So you hear a noise, that's my air conditioner. It's quite loud, I know.
So for Hakeem Jeffries, his support is tenuous. Here's loyalty and trust, either a bill or mail or something internal that was perhaps emailed or whatever, brings a lot of problems. It could be bad reporting on him, bills that he's backing, dirty bills, whatever it is. Trust in him is very tenuous and it's not looking good. So yes, but be careful is what I would say. So Mitch McConnell has been MIA for...
Along with Elaine Chao. Elaine Chao, MIA.
So is he dead? Did he go back to the mud? Did he go back to the mud?
Is he in the morgue?
I don't know if you saw it, Jenny, but the 911 call got leaked, and he was in cardiac arrest and unresponsive when they called.
When you don't have oxygen for a while, you can go brain dead, even if they get you breathing again. I read on this in my solo live last week, and I was getting he was on life support. So it's good to check in again. He said a few more days. Mitch, are you still alive?
Johnny's favorite person in the world. Oh boy, oh boy. Rigorortis, rigatortis.
Rigatortus.
Yeah. What'd you get, Johnny?
So I pulled one card, yes or no. I got the Lovers, which is a yes. That is death. So I said, tell me about it. And I get the King of Cups and the Devil. King of Cups is him. The Devil is probably also him, but that is King of Cups and the Devil, first two cards. I was watching Dr. Vicky Scaraboe from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Massachusetts and Ona yesterday, and both of them drew this for him.
What card is that? The
The
devil?
Devil, yes. And
Ooh.
so there's something going on there. Maybe he is on his way to hell. I'll believe in it this time. And
I saw a meme that said the reason we're having a heat wave is because the gates of hell have opened up for Mitch McConnell.
So. Somebody enclosed it because they're expecting other visitors, probably. And then the last two cards, the Death and the card of Mourning, Five of Cups. And so I'm going to say, if he is alive, it is artificially so. This is death and mourning, death and loss, death and grieving. So I'm going to say he is on his way to see his papa, the good old devil.
You know, when they're on like life support, but yeah, they can be in and out of their body, so they can be starting to transition already. I get the sickness hit him really, really fast, brought a lot of changes. He did die, I'm getting, and is now resting on some sort of support. He's on life support, keeping him between worlds, so to speak. He's going soon, though.
I asked if he was alive. I get a no. I get the book, the tree, the fox. One way to read this is that they're keeping his condition classified, secret. But we do know something, so we will learn. There is his health, and that's work. Okay, so, or something that is manipulating health. So, either he is back to the mud, or there's something on his health that's textbook almost, that's doing the work for him. Do you see what I'm saying? So like you guys were saying, artificially. It could also mean, now he's too much of an evil son of a bitch that I would even consider this, but it could mean that he is being studied for health reasons, for people that are going, you know, like when you go to a cadaver and you donate your body, and for students. So this could be learning about health for people that will be working in health. But he's too much of a selfish piece of shit to even do that. So
I don't know. I could see him maybe having that for polio survivors. Yeah, because he's a polio survivor. Like how polio, because they're learning more and more about how it affects you in older age.
Yeah, but like I was saying, this could also be studying him for people that will be working in healthcare. So
his office says he is making a nice recovery. And he's working on state matters.
I want to ask it this way. Is he coming back to the Senate? Let me just ask it that way, just to reiterate. See if I get anything different. Or if he be wheeled back into the Senate.
will Mitch McConnell go back to the Senate?
You know what I just saw? It's like putting one of those masks on somebody, you know, with the little gap right here, wheeling it.
That's the ones that they keep putting on Fox News. Yeah.
Wheeling him in that way, and somebody pretending to be Mitch McConnell.
You know how illegal that shit would be? But under this administration, why not? You know?
The Masked Avenger.
I gotta know. You might see something about his wife coming up on television. So I don't know if she's going to be making a statement or whatever, but
Jumping for joy.
yeah, yeah. And we're going to ask what the hell she was doing in China 3 days after her husband was hospitalized. So there's the book again in the same position, not known, classified, and then a woman that's out being seen. So I get a no. What'd you get, Johnny?
I asked yes or no. Will he return to the Senate physically? And I get Ace of Swords, which is a yes. But Ace of Swords is not physical, it's mental. And so I said, well, tell me about it. It is a tribute of some kind. And so I get the Star and the Six of Wands. It's like
like lying in state.
Someone is tribute him. Because I got the Ten of Swords was the first card. That's death for me. And then the Six of Wands and the Star would be like making over someone. Big deal. Center of attention, both cards.
Mm-hmm.
So a tribute.
So I get a Democrat protects his seat and put somebody in that will work with others. So that would be the governor, Andy Bashir. He's sick and going quick. He won't make it back in. But someone new will be there.
Mm-hmm. So why was his wife in China 3 days after he was in the hospital?
Me too. I tell you, she and Melania ought to go on vacation together.
They probably do. They probably do the ladies who lunch.
Ladies who lunch.
I think she was setting up something illegal, something corrupt or something illegal. Not to be biased or anything, but there's the devil in the Six of Pentacles. The devil is the devil, which is corruption and evil things. And then the Six of Pentacles would be things that you're given, payouts, that type of thing, give and take. So she's being paid for something. It's corrupt. Ten of Wands, Eight of Wands. This is possibly to get something passed as well, because there is a burden in the conversation. So possibly to put pressure on someone. And so I think she was doing something she had no business, but okay.
Whatever it is corrupt as hell. Abandoning Mitch in his hour of need, so to speak. Secret meetings. That would surprise us. She's trying to move her investments to improve. So she's making business deals, wheeling and dealing, but it's corrupt. This could all crash and burn on her. And I think she's also sharing secret information about his health, like what's going to happen with him. They've been tied to the shipping business for decades.
I get that. She's there to clear something up on some paperwork that is highly problematic. There she is. There's the scythe, which is a decision or a rupture. There's paperwork here. So it could be results. It could be mail. That's problematic. And she's there to clear it up. So there's something in writing there that's causing a huge problem. And she's there to clean it up. I don't know. So Trump's 4th of July disaster.
So
Well, I saw bits and pieces on TikTok of the 250th freaking fair or whatever, and it was. I mean, dear God, it was bad.
The
It was
stage
so bad.
falling apart at one point, the arch falling apart. None of the money was put into building
No,
anything stable.
They skimmed so much off the top for that.
Yeah, no power, so they couldn't even keep the ice cream cold, and
Mm-hmm.
overcharging for food and beverage, but not letting you bring your own with you, like you couldn't carry a bottled water in. People waiting in line 3 hours to get in, and then being very disappointed. When the storm hit, a bunch of them had to evacuate to the Black History Museum, which was funny as hell because there were 400 white supremacists marching, carrying their little Confederate flags. It was shit show from start to
People ending up in the hospital from heat stroke. People having to jump into the, I forget what pool, the baptism pool or some shit to fucking cool off. Like, it was just the amount of money that son of a bitch skimmed off the top and pocketed is insane because it was a disaster. I mean, you could have just gone to Chuck E. Cheese.
Stole our taxpayer money and put it into a LLC that Trump owns. That's not a government.
I mean, you could have just went to Chuck E. Cheese, and at least had air conditioning, So I mean, dear God. So.
And what was really funny too is when they were trying to get everybody to leave because the storm was moving in, and 50-mile-an-hour wind gusts, like the fencing was blowing over and everything, and some people wouldn't leave. It's like, are you that stupid? You're going to stand out there in the middle of a field with lightning and 50-mile-an-hour winds.
And get one of those umbrellas with like the 5 inches of steel on the end of it and hold it up over your head, please, by all means, because
fly a kite like Benjamin Franklin.
He was trending.
But you know what really cracked me up? So we saw the pictures of his fair and there was nobody there. So he started posting a bunch of AI generated pictures and people were zooming in. And the AI generated thing where he was trying to make it look like it was just this insane crowd. It was all these Trump supporters with Trump faces and they were on trees. They were all on trees. Like, I'm like, you couldn't even do AI right, you dumbass. Like,
thank you, Abigail.
Like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, it's just, it was cracking me up. And then when you zoomed in even more, you could see that they were all like Trump faces. So all the AI people were Trumps and they were in trees and stuff. It's like, you guys are so dumb. But what did he really think of his shenanigans? Thank you, Abigail Walker. I think that was the name.
Wait.
So what did he think of his 250 fair?
Oh, in his speech, all he did was talk about himself, right?
I mean, why not? Why not? It's what he always does. I wasn't expecting anything.
Glitching out half the time, like.
He's blaming some woman. I don't know who. Maybe she's just the current one he's blaming and he'll move on to someone else. But there's the devil in the tower. So it's all about him, of course. That ego, and it makes him look bad. He couldn't start his speech until 11 that night because of all the weather. Mother Nature said F you. And then your fireworks went off on July 5th instead of July 4th. And then no one can see anything because of all of the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
And he claimed there were 150,000 people there. No, there might have been 5,000. There was no 150,000.
18 and a half, if you count the ones with functioning brains.
The rest was the eye. And people were like, why is there nobody here? Bots can't go to real places, you guys. They don't live outside of the internet. That's the problem with bots.
Oh, and the Democrats manipulated the weather. That was trending all over Twitter.
Well, they probably did because, I mean, it was a lot of people doing a whole lot of hoping and wishing and praying. So, I mean,
I got to tell you, man, those TikTok and Etsy witches or
I'll
get
believe that one.
Mhm.
He thinks he gave a powerful speech. Ego. He's probably focused on the crowd size was smaller. He's like, oh, we had like a 350 here till the weather came in. And now there's only 150. So he's moving on from the abundance of people, the lack of people that have been there. But his ego, his bullying, he thought he looked like a powerful leader in his speech. He's watching kind of like what people are saying about him now, that he looked like a loser, that he looked like someone who's isolating us and casting judgment on him. Like the one day you should pull everybody together, July 4th. We only speak English here. We've only spoken English here for 1,000 years. Okay, stupid. I think the Native Americans have, I don't know how many dialects that have been spoken here a lot longer than English.
1,000 years, but what is the anniversary? 250? Isn't 250 less than 1,000?
We had immigrants from other countries besides English speaking. The French helped us in the Revolution. Come on,
Don't ask him to math, Johnny.
Yeah, this
He can't even count to one and using his fingers.
Somebody's hung.
How does he feel about it? Not good. What he wanted, what he desired, the big show, not good. Bad weather, cloudy, storms, maybe the smoke that you couldn't see the fireworks. But he's going to spin it and try to engineer a different outcome or televise a different outcome. Do you see what I'm saying? Like manufacture a different outcome, the one that he wants. How he really feels is this. Alone, not a lot of people showed up, not a lot of people traveled. What he desired to see was a large crowd. No. So I'm going to change it. And if I lie about it enough, and if I put enough AI images out there, people will believe that that's the truth. Even though when you zoom in, you can see all the little AI Trumps in trees, like it's ridiculous. But what were you saying, Jen?
I had another question and it just left my mind. And he falls asleep right afterwards. So they got him all hyped up on Adderall or something to do the speech, and then he's like zonked out again.
Listen, I just want to know, where is Barry? Where is Barry? God damn it. Barry, where are you? We're waiting, man. We're waiting. Is he going to go back to the mud before the end of the year? Please tell me yes, because I can't take this much longer.
Roro's chasing a bug. Barry went to Mitch. One down, one to go.
It's like the Grim Reaper keeps going to the wrong place. It's like we appreciate it, but
He probably thought his crowd was held up by the airport in Yorktown that was around during the American Revolution. Barry, where are you? I thought of my question.
what are you laughing at, Johnny? Let us in on the joke.
You're gross.
Listen, I asked if he was still going to be with us by the end of the year. So
Put him on Calvary's mountain.
I can't with that man, dude. It's just like the worst of the worst of the worst.
he's just being propped up. It's like,
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
let
You
me
know?
just prop him up here. He's just disease, and his time's up. They're keeping him propped up in secret, kind of like Mitch McConnell's pills and stuff. He's moving on soon.
Go get him, Barry. Go get him. Go get him.
Wondering if he'll get into heaven.
No, fucker. You're a liar, a thief, a disgusting human being. You're not even the air.
Pedophile. Pedopodus.
Yeah. I have never seen a more horrible human being than him. It's just like he's like a black hole inside a black hole, like infinity of just grossness, What'd you get, Johnny?
Will he be here by the end of the year? Or will he be gone? Back to the mud is literally what I asked.
Mm-hmm. Back to the
year,
mud.
That's a yes. This is fated, though, so it happens in its own time. So it's not artificially or he went early. This is when he was supposed to go.
I asked, will he be with us by the end of the year? Nope. Something secret, hidden, unknown, classified, diminishing, corrupting, being eaten away at, pain and suffering. So, like, just decaying before our eyes.
Knowledge eaten away, too, like eating his brains.
Mm-hmm. His brain's it's like Swiss cheese at this point,
So I thought of my other question, Becca.
Uh-huh.
This disaster fair.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I think of the song in the movie A Color Purple, God's Trying to Tell You Something.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Was God trying to tell him something, or just coincidence, all these disasters? Karma or coincidence? Or a lot of witches working on hexing him?
I mean, you should see all the TikTok witches going after his ass, dude. And while I do appreciate it, I would appreciate it even more if when they're done with him, they go after Stephen.
They're talking in the chat. Did y'all know that the sign language, the ASL sign language for Trump is...
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
Obama is like a flag unfurling, an O and a flag unfurling. He's got a cool sign, but Trump is floppy head.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Because in English, Trump means fart. So there's that too.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a message in here? Yes. Did he get it? No. The Wheel of Fortune from the last read is also, if you make your exit at the Wheel of Fortune, that's not a good thing because that means you didn't learn your lessons. The world is where you learn your lessons. The Wheel of Fortune is where you start. So that means if he leaves soon, he probably comes back soon because he didn't learn anything. He is supposed to know details. Again, I said this was bad planning. This was very bad planning, but this is also like a tower where the idea was the bad part. The actual planning part is just where the manifestation of the bad idea happened. But he's not getting it. He's too into himself. He doesn't play by the rules. He thinks he knows everything. He's regressing. So, yes, there is a bunch of lessons here, but he is the fool for a reason. You don't learn them right away. It takes whole 21 cards before you learn your lesson. So, he ain't gonna get it.
I think the bully was supposed to receive a message, the surprise strength of a message here from a benevolent being. So whether that's God or his guide or an angel, but he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. There's actually multiple beings trying to work with him, but this is a gift from the universe, a gift from God. The Ace of Cups. It's something that comes from a cloud. You can't see where it's coming from. This was a divine gift. And that his plans were going to fail and that his heart's going to fail. And, it's almost your time to cross over. Yeah. I don't get coincidence.
So I asked if God was trying to give them a message. Yes, but there's also something else that's talking to him, that's telling him to keep committing fraud. Because you have the birds, which is communication by voice. So phone calls, talking, singing, that sort of thing. Fraud, abuse, and something chronic. So there's a little devil by his ear telling him, keep committing fraud, keep committing fraud, keep committing fraud. You know what I mean? Keep being bad, so yes, but the fraud demon, the fraud demon on his shoulder.
I mean, I get it, because who stops him?
You know what? This could have all been solved had someone somewhere put this mother effer in his place the first time he committed a crime. Look where we are now. I mean, anyways, so little the elf on a shelf over there, Mike Johnson. I think USW was held a whole press conference pooping his pants about the DSA. And he went out and gave this whole speech that was supposed to be super scary. Like, this is everything the socialists want. And it sounded fucking great to me. Free healthcare, no more wars, to dismantle the U.S. war machine, all this stuff. And it was like, that sounds. How did this guy think this was supposed to be a good idea?
And they're going to investigate us for all our crimes.
Uh-huh.
They're going to investigate us. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Like, this is DC. We're supposed to have a gentleman's understanding that we can commit all the crimes and nobody gets punished, So my question is Mike Johnson truly afraid of the DSA movement?
Mike Johnson, who won't tell anybody where he keeps his money.
Mm-hmm. Mike Johnson, who at 20-something years old adopted a male child. And he wasn't even married. Kind of weird, huh?
Kind of like Matt Gates with Nestor. They have a pattern. They have a tell. You see them adopting young boys, there's a problem.
Yes, you're right. We do have socialism. Socialism for the rich.
Yeah.
Socialism for the rich. Not for everybody else.
There was an actor. He's very, very, very anti-socialism.
Anti what?
Socialism. And he said, this is way back when Trump was first running and all this. He used to play coach back in the day, the football coach TV show. And he said, I was on food stamps, but did anybody help me? I'm like, okay.
Listen, dude, I grew up as the daughter of refugees in this country. I grew up in government housing and food stamps. I would never think about pulling the ladder up behind me and taking that away from anybody else. Because I wouldn't be where I am today had it not been for those programs. and to be so fucking callous, to sit there in one side of your mouth say Christ this and Christ that, but then on the other side of your mouth quit being welfare queens. Get fucked. I'm sorry, but get fucked. You know, I don't know what Jesus you're reading about, but that's not what he taught, you know.
I mean, look at the congressman, the Republican that stood on the Capitol steps, I think, when he said this, that people were complaining about, you know, affordability and everything. And he goes, well, y'all must just not work as hard as I do. I'm going to enjoy a steak and lobster for, you know, July 4th. It's like, how?
And mind you, Congress is in session how many days under Mike Johnson? 100, if we're lucky. They've been in session?
If that. Moses Mike has taken him on so many breaks. It's like, you are so freaking out of touch. That guy will get voted out in his next election. Moses Mike doing what he always does, being smug and arrogant over the poor. He wants to hang on to his growth, meaning money, and his power. So is he nervous? Yeah, he knows that his lifestyle will get constricted. You know, he sits between people with money. He sits between them, and he steals a lot. So he knows his time is about up. Is he nervous about it? He's too arrogant, I think, to be nervous about it. He may be worried he's going to jail.
Is he worried? I don't get 9 of Swords, but I'm going to still say yes, because I get the Devil and the 5 of Swords first 2 cards. That whole they'll investigate us. Of course they will. Some of them will try, and so that's what they're afraid of, exposure. So the other two is...
That Devil is great with a mask on, with all that makeup and mask on.
The Masquerade Tarot. The 5 of Wands, there's a lot of conflict, and his real issue, well, not real issue, but one of his issues is betrayal, actually. He thinks that there's someone or a couple of Republicans that are going to go and defect to the other side, at least on certain issues. And so with that 2 of Swords and Queen of Swords, he's afraid of losing like the core support where they're not all behind each other. And so his speakership with the Page of Wands and the Queen of Wands, I think goes to someone else. And so whoever this new leadership is sort of comes in and does a couple things that he is not going to like. So I think that he is worried.
And to your point, Johnny, it had been reported quite a few times already that the caucus was not happy with him at all. At all. Like, they have to go back home and explain to their constituents why they're not doing anything. And it's because Mike Johnson is too busy covering for Donald Trump. You know,
they don't serve the constituents.
No.
They wear that mask all the time. They might as well put on the white mask the white supremacists had on it. That, you know, at least they're easy to identify that there's.
And remember too, Republicans also want the Epstein files.
Some of them.
Some of them. And I mean Republican.
Not Moses Mike.
Not the ones in Congress.
So is he worried? I get a yes, because it would be a change and a transformation and an improvement. This could be bills that are passed, legislation, an improvement, and more. How many bills sat on that motherfucker Mitch McConnell's desk in the graveyard and just sat there because one man decided, I don't like this, I'm not going to let it go to the floor. Same thing with Moses Mike. I don't like it. I know it's going to get support. I'm not letting it go. You know, so
the one bill they got now sitting on Trump's desk, he's refusing to sign the housing bill.
An increase. And here's the thing about that. Whether he signs it or not, they can still pass it without him. And he can't veto it. So that is all theater. Because right now, if they really wanted that bill to get passed, they can just say, well, F Trump, we're going to pass it anyways. You know, so it would change the way that things are, and there would be support behind it. So it would change the status quo, and it would improve, and loyalty for that movement would increase. and trust for that movement would increase. So with all that, what's his name? The guy that's on his way out that got voted out by a MAGA. Massey is trying to get a bill passed to disclose all the members of Congress that are caught up in sexual whatever allegations or have used campaign money to shut women up for sexual misconduct. Is that going to pass?
We got a lot of sex addicts in government.
Eric Swalwell surprised the living shit out of me. And to think that he sat on the committee for Jeffrey Epstein stuff when he was doing not exact same thing, but basically the same thing.
All the things that came out later that there were Democrats that knew, it's like, why weren't you talking about this?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
Weakens their side.
Like, you were in minority anyway. What's it? Who cares if you lose a seat?
And that's the thing about hypocrisy. Don't point the finger at Republicans when you know people in your party are doing the same goddamn thing. You want to look clean? You hold everybody to the same standards. You know, like, not just because, oh, it's our team, so we're just going to let it go. No, that shouldn't be tolerated anywhere. Had that been a regular workplace, you would have been fucking fired.
What's our question?
Thomas Massey is trying to pass a bill to where everybody that's in Congress that has paid to silence people for sexual harassment, that gets passed.
Or sexual assault.
Mm-hmm. What'd you get, Johnny?
I get it doesn't go away. So I'm going to say eventually, yes, it does. Because I think everyone voted except Nancy Mace. She voted present. Everybody voted yes to pass it along at the very least. But there are still a lot of people, a lot of Republicans though. Democrats didn't pop up in here, but I'm sure they're on the list too. But I get Republicans feel guarded right now. And so the getting of the information is going to be the hard part. But I think that this doesn't go away and eventually it sees the light of day. It's a lot of problems at first though. But I get yes. That'll pass.
I like your cards better than mine.
Yeah, I'm getting a no right now, but later it will. So be patient. There's not enough votes there yet. We still have investigations going on into all the pedophiles, and there's been a lot of bullying and harassing on both sides of the aisle. So delay before it passes. I'm getting right now no. But there's also a lot of manipulations going on in the House with this, I'm getting. So the House more so than the Senate. There have been a lot of women that have had money paid out to them. This may be one of the things that really kind of takes down Jeffries as a leader too, because there's also money from oligarchs to help pay, campaign finance donations. It ties back into the Epstein class, right? It will eventually, but it might be like a year from now.
I just get a no. Delays, obstacles, a lot of confusion and problems, and then it comes to an end. So I don't know if that means come next year when he's no longer in the Congress, it just dies with it, So,
I wonder if he knows more about other Congress people that have paid people off.
Oh yeah. Why do you think he brought that to the floor?
Yeah. So in January, when he's no longer in office, right? Will he start telling stories on other people in Congress that have been doing this?
I mean, you could start now. Like, why you gotta wait till you're no longer in Congress? Same thing with these people. Why you gotta wait to tell us all the important stuff to put it in the book?
Eric Swalwell and stuff. Now. Like, are they afraid of slander or what? Defamation?
Don't matter. You're on your way out. And like I've said a million times, I'm not here to glorify Thomas Massey, just like I would never sit here and try to rehabilitate Liz Cheney. Like, no. But on this issue, yes, I agree. When he leads, he might criticize. But again, do it now. Do it now. Why you gotta wait?
Yeah. Stop these people that are up for re-election from getting elected. What do they call that when you get a surprise right before an election?
October surprise, I think.
Yeah, there's going to be an October surprise around the election that changes how people vote. So there may be one, but the rest, he's not going to talk till he's out. There's so many.
The whole place is a fucking corrupt scheme, dude.
Yeah.
I can name maybe 5 people that I trust to not be into nasty shit. Everybody else is under question, especially the institutionalists. The institutionalists that have been there since they got elected, you can't tell me that the vast majority of them didn't bend their morals or turn a blind eye because it benefited them. Anyways, Elon Musk is threatening to sue Ro Khanna.
Do it, Elon. I'd like to see the discovery in this.
Mm-hmm. How's that going to go? What's the outcome of that going to be?
He's showing his stupidity now. They just like Trump. Trump doesn't think about discovery. I believe, Elon, when you were telling on Trump's in the Epstein files, you neglected to say you were also in it.
I mean, the guy...
Hypocrisy.
The guy is sober for like 2 minutes a day.
Yeah, right before he takes his pills.
Yeah, right before he doses up on his cocktail, and 2 minutes of being generous,
This is amounting to poking the bear.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like, you are safe and sound somewhere, and you get in your automobile and your private plane to go fly to where the bear is and then poke it, you were in no danger before. Well, at least not danger from this person until then. So again, with the tower, the idea, or the tower doesn't go bad at the foundation. The tower goes bad in here when you had the stupid idea to begin with, or the poorly planned one to begin with. And so this is going to be a lesson for him. He is going to be caught up with something. I think that this is not going to go well at all. At all. But, you know, you do you. We shall see.
I get that too. It's all talk. It's like, yeah, there you go. And, you know, this action could actually cause some details to come out that would cause him to go to jail. You know, if you take a look into the future there, you know, he's doing this for someone else, though. He's in service to someone else in the government. So it could be that Trump told him, sue him. But it's not going to go any higher. It's all corrupt as crap, and it's all based on lies and thievery and treason. The Democrat will win this in court if it makes it that far.
I get that his health is deteriorating. It could be his mental health, his physical health. Who knows? The guy is on so many drugs that I couldn't tell you. But his health is deteriorating. There's something going on with his kid. But something that Elon is doing goes very, very public. Either his platforms on TikTok or whatever it is, something that he's doing goes public. So, and this could also be that he's very anxious and very worried, and he's acting immaturely, not thinking things through because he's a freaking drug addict.
So in addition to like SpaceX that he just took public on the stock exchange,
you know,
something else becomes public knowledge.
See him, and then the public. Something's going to come out about Elon Musk. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. So, speaking of Elon Musk, one of his baby mamas is still going on. She was just interviewed by John Lemon again. She was interviewed by Jen over at I've Had It podcast. And she's got receipts of election.
She's got texts and all kinds of stuff.
Will she be brought before committee under oath? Because it's one thing to go all over the internet and run your mouth. It's a totally different thing to be under oath with consequences. Ashley St. Clair, thank you. So will she testify under oath in regards to those allegations that she's making? Because I find it extremely sus that he won all 7 swing states and everybody split the ticket in every single swing state. Everybody voted Democrat down ballot, but somehow picked Trump. I find it very, very sus. Very sus.
She might be multiple times. There's the Wheel of Fortune and the 7 of Pentacles. This means sometime in the future. There's some seeds been planted now, and then sometime there in the future. I don't know if it's going to necessarily go her way, because the word of warning is the 8 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. This is 8 of Wands is communication, talking. 3 of Pentacles is a committee, collaboration. But details, 8 of Pentacles and the Sun, illumination. So she does have actual information. Why she didn't say anything beforehand, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But she does have actual information. 7 of Cups and the Star. It's the cross-examination or the questioning which kind of makes her reputation falter a little bit. to where she looks a little shady or scorned or something like that. So they'll make her look bad, but the information is still there. Her personally, you can disregard, but the information is still there.
So you get that she testifies under oath?
Yes. At some point in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Some point in the future, definitely. It's a little murky about when. Right now, like, nobody wants to question her about how votes were moved around or made smaller or shifting votes from, Kamala. There's Elon over here. But America is starting to realize, waking up to that this election was not what it seemed. I mean, how many times does Trump have to tell you, we've rigged the election. We don't need your votes.
Mm-hmm. We'll have it fixed so good you'll never have to vote again.
Yeah. So right now, I'm getting, it kind of ends, but later down the road, it will be easier for her to talk, and she will talk abundantly about information that she's got and how they switch things around for Republicans and the leadership in the Republican Party. Down the road, she will speak more freely under oath.
I get a yes as well. There's Elon, a man that's in business, but it's going to be a while. Don't hold your breath. It's not going to happen next week, next month, next year. This is wait, but it's coming. It's going to be a long time, but yes, like Johnie and Jennie said, sometime in the future, not right away.
That should be something that should be televised.
Mm-hmm. Because I just find it extremely sus that Elon Musk knew the results 4 hours ahead. Every swing state split the ticket, all Dems down ballot, Donald Trump at the top. The election was called that night. It's just it. And Trump had access to all the machines 2 years prior. I mean, anyways. So my next question. Clarence Thomas did something very sus the other day. He was spotted in the House of Representatives, which is a huge no. It's supposed to be a separate branch of government. There's reports that are speculating that he was there talking to Mike Johnson, but that's speculation. Why was he over there?
Well, it also, there was somebody with some reporter reported that Alito was going to retire. And then immediately said, "Oh no, my mistake. I got that wrong." So the two of them, I think they're going to try to get them to retire before the election so that they can get through whoever Trump wants or whoever Republicans want.
And I bet you Eileen Cannon is on the ticket.
Yeah, before they swear in the new Congress in January.
Mm-hmm.
Because Eileen Cannon would never get through once the new Congress is sworn in.
Because he wasn't supposed to be there at all. At all. But what was he doing there?
There was a conversation about someone's exit. The Page of Wands, there's your speaker. The Five of Wands is conflict, and the Eight of Cups is walking away, abandonment, or an exit. The Ten of Wands is burden, the Star is the future, and the Five of Cups is a loss. And so they're worrying about a potential loss in the future, and they need the Strength and the Magician, which is strong manipulation, to enforce some sort of change. But it's still up in the air with the Two of Pentacles, so they're strategizing.
And even if, listen, I'm making my request right now. If what Johnie is saying is what actually happened, and I trust Johnny's readings, I want the next Attorney General to investigate the living piss out of Clarence Thomas. I want them to investigate the living piss out of Alito. I want them to investigate the living piss out of Roberts. and everybody else, including Cannon, and then the new people that Trump appoints. Because this ain't right. It's not right. But that's my order to the universe right now.
Can a Supreme Court justice ask for a pardon?
Yeah.
Because I get he was returning, talking about plans that he had been working on and victory on that. Like, oh, we got all this Project 2025 stuff through. But he's feeling burdened about one of his partnerships. And truth is coming out about that, about how I think he knows votes were moved around.
Mm-hmm.
So like votes that were moved for Kamala. But I think he also was talking to him about, manipulating like January 6th, and that whole mess. And I think he was looking for, like, go to your boss, get me a pardon. Like, if they investigate me, I'm done for.
I get that they were discussing something that was classified or secret. Could also be a project that is in place, and there was an abundance of bills that have been waiting for a vote. But also, the Lilies is here. That's tranquility. It's the elderly. And this is an exiting card.
Is that like retirement?
Uh-huh. Who's going to... There's an abundance of bills and an abundance of checks. Checks in the mail. I'll put it that way. So probably talking about the next candidate that has been paid for already by a certain organization upon a retirement and an exit, a resignation and an exit, but the checks were already paid. And these are two males, and that's a thing if I'm looking at pips. King of diamonds, king of spades, queen of diamonds. So, and this is also the number of doubles and twos. So there might be two retirements here and two candidates that have already been paid for. So.
And he's connected to a bunch of people in the Epstein files,
And he's also connected to everybody at the Heritage Foundation and all that other shit that had bribed him for fucking decades.
So he knew all of that.
And his wife too, so I'm just saying. So the geniuses over at the DOJ unsealed the sealed stuff that Loose Cannon had sealed when she was interfering to keep Trump out of prison. Remember with Jack Smith, all the stuff that she
His
sealed?
Second report. Yeah, the second report she sealed.
The second report that she sealed, the DOJ emailed it to the woman that they were suing, because she emailed a whole bunch of stuff to herself under an email that said recipes or something, bundt cake recipes. And she emailed a bunch of the stuff to herself. Well, the DOJ emailed all those classified documents to the people that they're suing. So, I mean, that's how on par and on key everything is with this administration. Like, I don't know. Mom was telling me that in that report it said that they had evidence that Trump sold the Iran war plans to somebody, but I haven't seen anything on that, so I don't know. Do you know if that's true, Jenny?
Well, I mean, he was meeting with Netanyahu while he had all those stolen documents down in Mar-a-Lago,
and gave some satchel of files and all kinds of stuff to Russians.
Mm-hmm. So, but Mom
Chinese and everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Mom was telling me that there was evidence that he sold I mean, you want to talk about espionage, the epitome of fucking espionage? That's it right there. And if that's true, and Eileen Cannon purposefully fucking hid that shit, they should hang her ass. Hang her ass. So,
by the way, Jack Smith the other day said he's looking forward to when he can bring the case back.
yeah. He's not
going to let it go.
I saw part of the interviews that he did on, I think it was MS Now, but I don't have cable, so I only caught little bits and pieces on TikTok. That he's like, I'm not intimidated. I will not be intimidated. You know, like, because I guess they're trying to go after him too, and it's like, listen, I'm going to stick to my guns, and that son of a bitch is going to be back through the mud before he ever faces justice. But Mom is saying that he sold the Iran stuff to Saudi Arabia. So what's going to be the outcome of this? Because that's isn't that a mistrial right off the bat, Johnie? Since they sent the classified documents to the defense, the prosecutor sent it to the defense.
I'm waiting on somebody to leak it to the public so we can see it, what all's in it.
At the very least, you weakened your case.
They're saying Jack Smith has started his own law firm.
He's also lawyered up as soon as he heard Trump was coming after him.
Trump is so out of his league. The entire fucking DOJ with these clowns are completely out of their league. Completely out of their league.
Eight of Cups in the Tower and the Knight of Swords. This is undone. Whatever is going on becomes completely undone and will have to be abandoned. So this is blown apart, but the Tower also brings exposure with it. And so I think this becomes complicated. Not for us. It becomes information for us probably, but it becomes complicated for those involved. Because it was a bad idea from the start, as I keep saying.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of like they went after Letitia James and James Comey and all these people. It's like it just blows up in their faces.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This is moving slowly, though, but it's like all these sealed documents show a lot of corruption. And we're going to be returning to this in the future over and over and over again. So there's a lot of options of the direction they can go, and it's going after people and suing them and stuff. Strong evidence that was stolen. I think it wouldn't surprise me if it's more than just like Jack Smith's report and stuff. I think they have leaked out to other people stuff about the trafficking ring, and how they were going to manipulate that. Like there may be emails or something that talks about how they're going to cover that crap up. So it's more than just the Jack Smith thing report. It's going into also unaliving somebody that, you know, in jail and the whole trafficking ring.
And it's funny that you say that. There's a man, I don't know if that's Trump or Jack Smith. There's something classified there. So it could be Jack Smith prosecuting espionage because Trump took the classified documents, or it could be Trump trying to keep that stuff covered up. Conversations or negotiations about a child, small conversations or small interviews, and an ending, a loss, or a death. The outcome is this still gets shut down. So prosecuting Jack Smith or prosecuting the woman that emailed that stuff to herself, that doesn't go anywhere. But there's information there that this person, whether it's Jack Smith or whether it's Donald Trump, was trying to keep this buried. And this could also be in reference to speaking to someone about how to keep this closed. So this is somebody younger or someone new or someone naive. So it could be instructions or conversations with Eileen Cannon on what to do to shut it down. Do you see what I'm saying? To close it so that it doesn't, so that the prosecution or what they were trying to get that woman for comes to an end. That doesn't go anywhere. What's inside of it, this isn't the ending of it. We're going to hear more about it, and we're going to hear about how they tried to cover it up and what was inside. Mom is saying they were indicting her for email. Hold on. Shit. We're
emailing sealed documents to herself to be
a while lower, and they emailed the same sealed documents to her defense. Yeah. So there's been reports that Kamala Harris has been in talks with Zoran Mamdani. And I'm seeing a lot of stuff online where the same people that were like anti-Kamala are back to their bullshit of no, this, that, and the other thing. It's like, okay, y'all just need to shut up, Mom was saying indicting her for emailing the sealed documents because she was a whistleblower. Mm-hmm. So if Kamala decides to run again, how would she do?
Won the last time. The votes were huge. I think they'd be even bigger because Trump has just ruined his base.
I just don't appreciate these people that, it's like, where are all the pro-Palestinian people? They got bored of going to all her book tours to blame her,
Well, let's remember Biden and Harris followed the law, which is it's up to Congress to decide, like, when you go to war over something, right? They aren't going to just do actions willy-nilly without congressional approval.
Feelings don't recognize that. When you look out at the TV and you see genocide, the first thing you think, oh, president should do something. Should do what? Go to war with Israel? That's not going to happen.
Stop giving them bombs.
Mm-hmm.
Stop giving them bombs and stop giving them freaking money. That will stop them right there. Knowing that you don't have your big bad bulldog America to go after everybody after you've stirred up a hornet's nest, and even though Biden was trying to do peace talks, Netanyahu was basically like, yeah, fuck you, because it's in my better interest to get Trump in here because I know Trump will attack Iran, which is the other part of my plan,
She's still got strength. She's still got a lot of strength, a lot of support.
Yeah, exactly, Cindy. Tell him he's on his own. Tell him he's on his own. Everybody tell him he's on his own.
He'd have to overcome the messaging around the lies and corruption and stuff. But she's still got a lot of support. There's a man that would run against her, though. That's probably Gavin Newsom.
I get the man looks to be more of the viable option. Remember, Kamala Harris was kind of thrusted into this the bad way. She
Mhm.
wasn't the person everybody chose. She was the one they had left because they ate the campaign of Joe Biden. Democrats did, mind you. And she was up against the boogeyman. And so that's why, or she had the perfect boogeyman. So everybody was on board. White guys for Kamala, Mormons for Kamala, cats and dogs for Kamala. Everybody was like, we have to do this because we can't have that. And she did win for the record, but we know what happened there. So I do think she still has a lot of support with the Star and the Eight of Pentacles, but this guy here has the Democrat backing. She would have more of a familiarity backing, like she won the last time, let's try to do it again, let's get a woman in office, that type of thing. But the donors and the DNC and all that crap, they want this guy.
She knows they won. It's just she won't talk about the fact the election was rigged.
They told her not to say anything.
Listen, at least Nancy Pelosi won't be there to run her effing mouth. I've never liked that woman. I never will. I'm just saying.
Did you hear about her husband?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get that there will be an increase in growth and that she will be solid. There's something there that has been long awaited in regards to health and the way that health is ran as a business and how it's circular and routine and this, that, and the other thing. That's going to be addressed. Also, a lot to do, because this is a lot in abundance of a promise for peace, because this is sitting in the middle, improving peace. So I don't know how that's going to play out with all the APAC money on both sides, and what the online bots are going to be doing. But there's a question here about her commitment to growing businesses, healthy economy, her plan, her strategy for that. It's going to take a while because this motherfucker is bankrupting us as we speak. I bet you our treasury is -50 at this point right now. And a commitment to that.
National debt is in the
trillions now. So I don't ever want to hear another Republican talk about the deficit. You motherfuckers don't care when you're in charge, you know. Anyways, Putin is testing the water about invading or attacking a NATO country. Yeah. Year of the Fire Horse is kicking off, isn't it? So how's that going to go? Because Trump ain't going to do shit, But he's eyeing, I think it's Poland, Is it Poland that he's talking about invading?
Yeah.
If it doesn't go according to plan, he would need a weakened U.S., and by weakened U.S., I mean he would need a puppet in charge. And if he wanted to do that, he would have to do it right now, because otherwise it's not going to work. The King of Wands and the Ten of Wands, the leadership that he needs to have in place here is not in place, or it is burdened. Congress tends to lean towards the side of sanctions and things like that on Russia, even though a lot of their money comes from there. They still tend to go in that direction. So he doesn't have the right kind of puppet in place unless he does it right now, because the Six of Cups is his familiarity or his old friend, his asset on our side, Donald Trump, and then their high priestess is his agenda. So if he's going to do it, he has to do it now. If he can't do it now, then he can't do it at all.
Because NATO already has plans about what they would do if one of their countries was attacked and brought to an end, so to speak. So there's already agreements in place on this, and if he, it's all lies. He's like just trying to spin it. He kind of wants to test America, like would America go in and block him from doing it or not? I don't think he could get it off the ground. I don't think he's got enough military either.
Will he attack a NATO country? No. Like Johnny said, if he's going to do it, he's going to have to do it now. Because this right here means that you're going to get stuck in this shit for a long time. It's going to be persistent pain and suffering and fighting and fighting and fighting and fight. It's not just like he thought invading Ukraine was going to be a one and done. And here we are years later and it's still going. You know what I mean? So the focus is on the pain and suffering and the fighting. So I think he's going to rethink, or for the world's sake, I hope he rethinks his ambitions to go after Poland. Because this is saying it's going to be sustained suffering and fighting. So, anyways. So, next question. Let me go to my questions here real quick. Okay, we asked that one. We asked that one. Okay, asked about Ro Khanna. Oh, just for everybody in the chat, I don't read on other people's readings. So when you ask me, like, other readers are getting this, I don't go there. That's just out of courtesy to other readers. I don't do that. If that's what they say, then who am I to debate their cards? You know? So,
does it resonate with you or no? But leave us out of it.
A lot of questions about the turtle going back to the mud. And there was the Putin invading Poland. We just asked that one.
Will he, can I ask?
Yes, please go ahead.
Will Mitch McConnell die under Trump? I mean, we're all getting yes, but reason I'm asking is because then Donald Trump will have to give a speech. And the speech will more than likely be all about him instead of Mitch McConnell.
Which would be hysterical.
And you know what? He would probably shit talk Mitch McConnell too, even though Mitch McConnell was the one that refused to convict him in the Senate, that let him run again because Merrick Garland was a piece of shit.
Or because Trump's so egotistical, would he say, okay, I'm going to check out now too to beat McConnell to the laying in state?
Please do the world, do the entire universe a solid and go ahead and die before him, please.
I would draw a bigger crowd. All my white supremacists would come to my funeral.
So is Mitch McConnell going to die before Trump? Is that the question?
Will he die under Trump as president?
Will Mitch McConnell die under Trump as president?
Figuratively, not literally under Trump.
I mean, whichever way you go.
Trump's got a thing for men right now. He might.
Dude, the way that freaking vascular dementia or the frontal lobe dementia he's got, the filter is gone, dude. He was talking about him having a threesome with his kids. It's like, what the hell? Like, dear God. I mean, can Junior even get it up with all the drugs he's on? You know, like.
They got a pill for that too. I think so. Tower, death, 2 of cups. I think he goes under the orange one.
I get he's already dead and he'll be remembered or memorialized as a liar and an obstructionist. So there's his fame, recognition for being a liar and an obstructionist and an enemy. So he's already dead or close to it.
And I do get Trump has to speak or offer something up at the funeral. So he's like trapped in it.
Will he make it about him?
Yeah, it'll be all about him.
Oh my God. Will they both lie in state together? Can we ask that? Will they both lie in state together? Holding hands? Make it an open casket so that they can both be holding hands?
He'll probably say neither one of them are getting into heaven.
The pig and the turtle.
No, because Trump has to figure out a way to make money out of it. So he'll probably sell tickets to Mitch McConnell's funeral or some shit. Corruption and access to money. No.
Charge entry fee to the funeral?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but it comes in threes. He's not a celebrity because that comes in threes. But there's two others who go kind of after him, and they're all horrible. So no cries for me, Argentina. But I think he goes first before Trump, and then there's two other people who could follow right after that.
That's interesting. I'm getting three Americans in government or that have served in government. One of them, which they're lying about right now, so that would probably be McConnell.
In the question, somebody said Republican Neil Dunn is gravely ill with a heart condition. Will he outlive the turtle? Well, that's probably one of your ones that you're seeing the three.
Because it's a couple of them. They lied about somebody's heart condition and somebody spilled the beans by accident, or Trump did, or something like that.
Yeah. Three falling from the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Trump will bully for the attention, though. I mean, he supposedly has left a letter to JD about how to handle all this.
Mm-hmm. So I guess my last question tonight is in regards to that sleazeball piece of crap, Stephen Miller. Got on stage and got booed to his face, to that big ass forehead that he has from where his hair used to be, But he's so ugly on the inside, it shows up on the outside, and took his hair out. That guy. And I think we read on it a couple of weeks ago that they're going to do a bipartisan investigation into Stephen Miller because he was the one that was saying to suspend habeas corpus and all that other stuff. I want to know, with Stephen Miller getting booed and all that stuff, is JD Vance going to keep him around?
Ooh, good question. I feel like day to day, he's the same way he is in Fox, like screaming and yelling about stuff, like annoying. I just feel his energy is very annoying in the White House.
Y'all remember when he spray painted hair on his head? So he wasn't so bald. Y'all remember?
So I guess the sign for Stephen Miller, where Trump's this, right, flapping around, Stephen Miller's is probably this.
Can you imagine being like a waiter or waitress and you come out and then they're sitting at your table?
Mm-mm. Where's the raid when you need it?
Will he keep him around? I don't think so. I think they clash for some reason or another. There is no love there. Donald Trump likes extremes. And so he likes a Stephen Miller because Stephen Miller tells him that he's the most powerful person on earth. And so Donald Trump believes it. And so he keeps him around. But the image of him clashes with who Peter Thiel and his donors, actually, not Peter Thiel, that was a Freudian slip, I guess. J.D. Vance and his donors and people actually are. So I don't think so. But, you know, we shall see. They're all thieves and thugs. So I don't know.
Mhm.
But I don't think so.
Yeah, because Miller is an emissary to the king being Donald Trump. So I get the same thing, separating from him. And I get that, like, some of those rich and wealthy people tell him to watch out for Stephen Miller. Like, he's erratic, he's a loose cannon. He's dangerous. So, you know, he's smug enough that he's gonna bring in people that he's friends with.
Mm-hmm. I gotta know there's a loss here, but Stephen Miller could also be someone that is paranoid, like crazy freaking. I mean, you gotta be when you're that evil, you know.
Yeah.
And he's gonna be
When you're
more
so worried about people that aren't white.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna get tossed, and he's gonna focus more on someone that he wants in there. So. Okay, last question. It's going to be a petty one, and y'all help me out here. So, with the terrible thing that just happened, 4th of July, how this son of a bitch hijacked our anniversary, our birthday in this country, has made a mockery of the freaking Constitution, has ripped it to shreds, government for sale. He's skimming all of the money, stealing all of our tax dollars, blah, 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 all of it. You know it. I don't need to repeat it here. Thank you, Cindy. With all that stuff going on and him having to do AI images and all that other stuff, and then he tried to do a Obama this and Biden that, but mostly it was like, I think he said Obama couldn't have had a celebration like this or something. He's still comparing himself to the black man, you know?
He can't stop.
No,
he's talking about he didn't think Obama was even that good at basketball. Mm-hmm. It's like, Trump, you're not even good at golf. You know, you used to play tennis when you were younger. When you got too fat for tennis and got too lazy, you started playing golf because it's easier to cheat at golf than tennis.
Mm-hmm. He's a freaking cheater. There's nothing that man does that's honest. So, did he really think? I don't know if I want to say think, because I don't think his narcissism would let him think or acknowledge that Obama could have done it better. I guess what I'm trying to ask is, since he's such a jealous, petty, immature piece of shit, like does he know that his party sucked? You know what? It was worse than the squeaky wheel parade. Remember that?
Yeah. After the joyous occasion that was very uniting of Obama's library opening, does he even realize how bad his little party sucked?
It sucked a bag of dicks individually, like baguettes, you know?
He really wanted this to be, because mind you, it started with his birthday. It was supposed to go all week long type of thing. Nobody needs a fair that's a week long. It was supposed to have all these acts and all these singers and all this, that, and the other thing. So the idea and the concept, when you step back, was a very big thing, was a very big deal. Because he had Martina McBride and Vanilla Ice and all these different people that was supposed to come in and sing. And then they heard that, oh, this is actually a partisan event. And then they all went away. Mm-hmm. And then the stage started falling apart. And then the wind started coming and the rain started coming. And Thor said, F you too. And then the thunder came. And then Next thing you know, he can't even get his speech in on time and the fireworks in on time, and it ran into July 5th, and it all went to hell.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted it to go well, and it wasn't going to go that way because it started out bad in the first place. And so, did he want it to be bigger than anything Obama could have done? Yes. Was it? No.
And does he acknowledge that it wasn't? Does he know that it wasn't?
He knows that it wasn't, but he will never acknowledge such a thing. He'll keep it in his heart, but he definitely knows that it sucked.
Mm-hmm.
And it sucked big time.
He knows big time, but he's gonna say that people, in the government lied about it, and this was bigger than anybody could say. He's gonna lie about it. All the stuff coming out about the money he moved to pay for it, taking American taxpayer money and moving it and stuff. He's going to lie about that too. So he thinks the messaging wasn't quite on point with it, but he knows that the people that were watching this weren't seeing, have a lot of questions about why all this happened the way it did. He thinks, a lot of the details got corrupted by Republicans that got involved in it. So he's going to blame somebody else.
I get that he has knowledge that he cut corners and contracts. Another way to read this is that there is going to be discovery and investigations and learning into the contracts for that thing. So giddy up, mofo, giddy up. And we'll see what happens with that, because the amount of money that was spent, that money has been being saved for, what did you say, Jen, a few years?
Yeah, they set up the committee a while back, in Congress, and set aside the money to pay for the 250.
Because this is learning, investigations, and discovery here.
And then moved it into private LLCs and
And
people, when they were donating to it, that had agreed to donate to it, didn't realize till later that where they were sent to donate to went into a private LLC.
This card here is the card of choice, alternatives, and options, but it's an action card that goes this way. There's going to be people looking into where the fuck did that money go and who got the contracts for it. So all that skimming off the top and cutting corners and throwing a shit parade, get ready for that one. Because it's
like Trump gluing up all his gold with super glue in his office, right?
That.
I mean, his fake gold stuff. I'm sure he's got a multi-million-dollar contract out there for it that he's skimming off of, and he's gluing it himself.
Yeah. I saw the pictures of Arc de Trump, the mock-up, and it was all falling apart. And I'm just like, you know what?
I want to know when he's gone how quickly they replace the chair in the Oval Office, because that stinks and has stains all over it.
I want to know that when he's gone, they take every single thing from him and that fucking family, because it was all stolen money from us. Okay.
Well, that won't happen from under JD Vance, but in the future that can happen
if we don't get another piece of shit AG like Merrick Garland. But anyways, I'll leave that there. Next week we will be on Johnny's channel. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Thank you everybody who super chatted. It was great to be back on. I know I missed last week. I was traveling. So thank you all and have a great week. Don't let the bad stuff get to you. Just remember, Barry's on his way. Barry is on his way. Okay. Bye, everybody.
Stay safe in this weather.
Yes, please.